Eyes open just before the alarm goes off. I stare at my clock from under the covers, wondering for a moment. I should just stay in bed, I say to myself. I say this to myself every morning, but I shove the covers off from over me. Sitting on the edge of my bed, I watch as the clock slowly moves its way towards that awful alarm sound. I consider letting the alarm go off for the sake of routine, but decide to start on a positive note and turn off the alarm before it sounds. I move towards the bathroom to brush my teeth. As I stare at myself in the mirror, I feel all sorts of thoughts moving through my head. You're worthless. You should have just stayed in bed. What's the point? I know these thoughts aren't real, but every morning they taunt me. On some days, these words convince me it's better to stay in bed and I just hide from the world. But today, for some reason, the other part of me tells me these thoughts to fuck off. I sit in my kitchen, looking at the stove as water heats up to make coffee. Nothing ever changes. Why am I doing any of this? I just don't understand what the point of all this is. I grab my coffee and head out the door. On the way to my car, I can see a bird has planted itself on a tree across the street. The bird is black with a bright red mark on his shoulder. He's not very large, but I can see the small mark on his wing from the distance. I don't know why, but today this strikes me as beautiful. He flies away, and for a moment I imagine myself free, flying off into the sky with him, before my neighbor's yelling from his apartment window brings me back to where I was, standing in front of my car. I open my car door and jump into my car. On the way to work, my thoughts return. Just one thought, actually. Maybe I'll be okay. I get to work and head in to start prepping for the day. Before I can even get to my office, paperwork is being shoved into my face. Heading home, I sit in traffic. I close my eyes for a moment of reprieve, and when I open them again, I'm already brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed. As I look out my bedroom window, I can see a shadow flicker past it. I move to look out the window, and I see a bird. Is it the same bird? I slowly pull the window open, and he doesn't move. He just looks at me. As I look back at him, he twists his head a little to one side with an expression of curiosity, and then he flies away. I stare out after him as he flies into the night. I close the window, get into bed. As my eyes close, and just before I fall asleep, I am free.